A space is almost like background music. It can really set the mood, it can set the tone. The way students feel when they enter a space matters so much because they need to feel special when they walk through the doors. Space can transform education.
What is a school to you?
What is a school? Oh, that's an interesting question. That's what we're trying to figure out.
We are the people, adults and kids, who happen to be inhabiting the deck chairs at this moment, which really is bringing about the most significant shifts to the face of teaching and learning in over 100 years.
What I'm looking for in a school for my child and for the other students is an environment where they can discover and explore their passions and learn how to become global citizens.
Open-walled. I don't think we need to contain kids anymore. I think it needs to flow indoors and outdoors.
A lot more free flow. There'd just be much better use of space.
Different kinds of workspaces to inspire.
So for the past few days, we've been asking parents and students what they imagine their dream school, their dream educational opportunity to be like. Thrive is a K-12 public charter school working to engage and personalize learning for a diverse group of students. At Thrive, we want students to learn how to learn, we want them to learn how to do, and we also want them to learn how to be. Because ultimately, we want to help students become human beings. Thrive has been selected as a model for what the next generation of education looks like. We've also been recognized by the State Senate for innovative educational practices and have been named one of the top 100 schools in the nation. We really tried to reimagine education and reimagine it with kids.
Hello. Hello, camera. I love you. Bye.
We're working on building something so special and so new for not only you guys as students at Thrive, but for a community of more friends who can join our Thrive team. We're trying to make something great, and we've started. And so we're gonna talk a little bit today about what Thrive means to you, so that when we get a new building and when we get a new space, we can take what we know as Thrive, not the stuff you can touch and you can grab and you can hold, but what is Thrive in the untouchable idea or the untouchable sense? What would we take with us when we go to a new building so we can continue to grow and foster something amazing?
Our students come from all over San Diego County. Some of them drive 45 minutes to be on campus here. Others walk across the street in the neighborhood that we're located in. Thrive is currently located in a part of San Diego called City Heights. It's one of the most distressed communities in San Diego. And the building that we're currently in actually used to be a former dental office. I remember the first week of school, parents said there wasn't enough green space, so over the weekend we came in and we painted the floor in the middle of the quad green. You know, we try to make do, but most of all, a site that truly accommodates maybe 100 kids currently has 260 kids in it. It's time for us to build a new building. We've hired a really phenomenal team of architects to come into our community and to work with us to make sure that the future space of Thrive really embodies the principles that matter to us most.
The most simplistic and easiest to understand actually came from Lord Malaguzzi, who actually referred to the school, the physical environment of the learning place as the third teacher. The adult being sort of the first teachers, the peers being the second, and really the physical environment is the third teacher. So if we're sort of all in on the idea that the environment is the third teacher, it definitely has an impact on how we design that particular physical environment, because it has a huge impact on learning. And if we don't do it right, it actually has a huge potential to actually hinder learning and teaching. The idea of the traditional classroom doesn't align with what you guys do, how you do it, and kind of the learning experience that you're trying to create for your kids. So, I mean,
part of the challenge is that my background is education. Working in real estate, working in development isn't the experience and the expertise that I have. But I found that by working with a really solid team, this work can be done.
This exercise started with words, right? The energetic and emotive and kind of aspirational qualities that you envision for this school. And our job as architects is to go from words to expression. And architecture should be completely in service of those kind of manifesto ideals, right? I think what we don't want to do is provide you a box and then you somehow shoehorn your activities into it. It should be a relationship that's kind of going the other direction. So what if that stair right here becomes this little tower, and you, instead of enclosing it with drywall and bricks and mortar, you start to enclose it with something a little more porous that can start to, just on a daily basis, be your connection to nature. We all have to use the stair, right? Why should the stair should be absolutely irresistible?
The stair becomes the tree house.
Mm-hmm. So by pulling it out of the building, it becomes, I don't know, an exciting asset rather than a need to have. So I think.
He was like, the stairs become the tree house. Like you go.
Yeah, because you're up, right?
Right now, we serve students in a building that doesn't do justice to the brilliant and amazing people they are. We want to have a building that is just as awesome as our kids and our teachers.
You have now two very different paths toward this new campus. Like the biggest concern is, like, this is a moonshot, one-off moment. There's no other chance to rebuild this building.
It's about students being in charge of their own learning. And in this design process, what we've done is really put the challenge in the hands of the kids. We've asked them, what do you want your future school to look like? What do we need to create for you to truly be successful?
I want my school to be awesome because I want more kids to come here and play with other kids.
There's no walls or barriers, so there's no certain groups that you sit with.
A good place where kids can grow their brains as big as they can.
Have it just be comfortable, have it be accepting.
To have the work evened out for each day.
Place where they think they could stay and they could call it home.
A gaga pit, foam pit, and Pokemon. We make Pokemon alive for real. Yeah, I really want to do that. That's what I said. I really want Pokemon to come alive. That's all I think. He's the Michael Jackson person, he's the breakdancer person.
Oh yeah, let's see your breakdancer.
What makes Thrive different is that we don't sit in rows and try to instill all this knowledge on kids. We ask them to roll up their sleeves, to get active with their learning, to be active participants in what their future looks like.
We're gonna do something called Vote with Your Body, all right? And here's the way it's gonna work. I'm gonna give you a series of pictures, okay? So you're gonna see one picture on the left and one picture on the right.
We're gonna vote with our whole entire body. We're breaking this room into two halves. There's gonna be a line that goes from here to the back of the room, and we're breaking it into two parts. This is one half, and this is the other. How would you vote if you're thinking about halves of rooms?
And we're gonna show you a series of split screen photographs. If you relate to the one on the right, guess what you do? You're right. Okay, how about the left? How about you can't decide? There is no middle in this. You have to see which one speaks to you and try to do it quickly. Don't overthink it.
Okay. All right. picture,
I know.
picture set number 1.
Pick the side you would like.
Left or right?
Why, Violet, did you choose this side, this red?
It made me feel like I was all snuggled up, soft, like a blanket.
Like the blanket is in the bedroom.
Makes you think
in
of
the living room or kitchen.
Okay. I'm hearing that it has a lot of connections to home for you. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct because
3, 2, 1. New set of pictures.
Most definitely.
What I've been most touched with in this process is how students and parents have described Thrive. In going through the different design sessions, I've been moved so much by children talking about how at Thrive they feel that they're known, seen, and valued. And the architectural firm has truly made sure that students and educators are known, seen, and valued.
It was really amazing to have that little girl, that Monel, who says that I love Thrive because they see me. It's like, that's amazing. Is that amazing? Like, we're like, oh my God. So how do we design for that? How do we design for you guys to see each other, right? So that's our challenge. You want that collaboration. You want these 100 kids to have the ability to kind of float in a little bit and out, and the teachers now work as a team. So there's 2 opportunities. One is a pocket door that slide open, so there's a connection this way. Harry Potter-like swinging bookcases that allows the connection through this way.
This work is too hard to do it alone, and through this partnership, we have an opportunity to serve students in so many more ways than we ever could alone. We have really competent people working together to handle things from the inside, and we hope that people within our community are going to mobilize and support our efforts. Thrive is unlike most schools. It's not about the teacher standing in front of the room. It's about kids working in small groups, collaborating, using technology, building, creating. And in order to do that, we need to be in the right space. The work that's happening at Thrive today is a model for what can happen in the future for all children.